Welcome back to News This Week in Nursing Homes. I'm Nurse Bug. The White House's proposal for fiscal year 2026 budget includes both promising investments and concerning cuts for programs affecting LTC providers and the residents that they serve. On one hand, the plan calls for nearly $58 billion increase in Medicaid funding, benefiting providers by supporting expanded access to telehealth, home infusion therapy, and other home-based care services, particularly for Medicare and hospice beneficiaries. Funds will go towards program integrity efforts like fraud prevention, provider enrollment oversight, and limited AI initiatives within Medicaid monitoring. However, not all areas fare equally well in the budget. The proposal significantly cuts funding for health info technology and AI programs managed by Human Health and Services, slowing innovation and hindering efforts to modernize healthcare delivery, especially in long-term and post-acute care settings. While the budget reflects a shift towards administrative streamlining and targeted investments, its uneven funding approach raises serious questions for LTC providers. Stakeholders are urging lawmakers to ensure future budgets reflect real-world needs of care providers and their residents. The Department of Health and Human Services filed notice it's appealing the ruling invalidating key components of CMS's staffing requirements. The case now heads to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals after a U.S. district judge struck down CMS's authority to set mandatory staffing minimums, including a proposed requirement for 24/7 RN coverage and daily nurse staffing hour thresholds. The judge ruled CMS overstepped its authority by setting its own staffing benchmarks, arguing such requirements fall under congressional jurisdiction, marking a major win for providers who've long opposed the rule, calling it unrealistic given current workforce shortages and reimbursement constraints. Several LTC leaders criticized the move, calling it a waste of time and taxpayer resources, arguing that the focus should be on addressing systemic staffing challenges through practical workforce development strategies and better Medicaid reimbursement rates, not through federal mandates. Many providers continue to push legislators and regulators to shift attention to workforce funding, recruitment support, and policy changes reflecting realities faced by nursing homes across the country. A new report, Value-Based Care: Delivering What Matters Most to Senior Living Residents, summarizes feedback from 250 senior living residents, families, and direct care workers. Findings reveal clear alignment between the principles of VBC and what consumers and staff expect, emphasizing communication, care personalization, innovation, and affordability. Nearly 80% of respondents expressed concern about the cost of long-term care, citing unexpected medical expenses and insurance premiums as top worries, voicing strong preference for increased access to care teams, with nearly a half saying that 24/7 availability is top priority. An overwhelming majority preferred shared decision-making with care teams, and more than 60% expressed interest in holistic and individualized care approaches, with notable interest in remote patient monitoring tools tracking key health indicators in real time. With CMS aiming to enroll all Medicare beneficiaries in VBPs by 2030, aligning care models not only necessarily for regulatory compliance, but is vital for remaining competitive. For senior living operators, VBC offers a path forward, one prioritizing resident dignity, health outcomes, and long-term satisfaction. Thank you for joining me for News This Week in Nursing Homes. To get more of Qsource news and info, visit qsource.org to view podcasts, sign up for the newsletter, and remember, for all of your QI needs, call the Q.